All right, continuing this series, now we are moving up into the heart chakra. So all of the energy centers that are solar plexus, so your belly and down, these three are your feminine energy centers. Throat and up, these are ether. This is masculine energy up here, okay? Think masculine energy is logic and reason. We'll get there when we get there. All down here is the feels, it's in the body. The females, y'all live here, okay? This is not bad. I know that there's a lot of this like new age blah blah that talks about how like the lower chakras are bad or something and you need to move up and out of them, but that is stemmed in patriarchy, because the more and more you're trying to escape and elevate up, you're denying the goddess. And a lot of times this happens is because it's masculine run religions that are always talking about this, because again, men's biggest trap is here in the female. But if you're a woman, this is your biggest power. Now, the heart chakra is air, okay? That is the element that's associated with, and it links the feminine and the masculine energy together. It's the bridge. Now, everybody likes to talk about the heart chakra being where you're like loving and connecting to everybody, and it's like this love of the collective and this oneness. It's not. When you come up here into air, what's going to happen is all of your trauma issues are going to purge. All of the trauma bonding issues are going to purge. So this is going to be where you self-sacrifice in order to receive love. This is going to be where you feel too much for everybody else as if it's your responsibility to do something about it. If you have any type of energy that is rooted in please love me, and you do things in order to be loved or chosen, it's gonna come out in your heart. When you start getting really healthy in this area, it's actually, it's not that you start connecting with everybody and this like oneness happens. You actually feel more separated from everybody, but you're able to accept where everybody is at, where they are. You no longer try to change anybody, try to help anybody, even if like somebody like me, so I help people for a living, they come to me to do this work. But I am completely okay if you choose to not do it. I will give you the tasks that you need in order to achieve what you're wanting to with me, but I'm completely detached from outcome. You are not my responsibility. I've given you the things. If you don't want to do it, that's up to you. If you only want to do half of it, also up to you. I truly am not invested in your progress. That may sound harsh, but I am not. You need to be invested in you. It is not my job to be invested in you. This is where it gets tricky in love relationships, especially for women, because when we feel something really deep here, this is where we want to really help and do things for our partner. But when you are very balanced here, you can really just observe your relationship. And when your partner, like there's an equal emotional connection that can happen through heart-centered relationships where there's an even give and take. But the majority of people that I speak to, because again, this is the type of work I do, are in some type of trauma bonded relationship, and they're in a relationship that completely drains them. If you're somebody that finds yourself every time you're with a partner, you're being drained, this is not a them problem. This is a you problem. And this is where you figure it out in your heart. When you start healing this, you are able to not interexchange your energies and intermesh them so deeply that you're sacrificing self or doing something in order to make this person something else. You will have proper boundaries set in place so that when things are happening that you do not align with, you can state your opinion on it. Because you, at this point, you've done so much work here, you feel whole. You've dealt with your abandoned demons, right? So we don't really have fears around that anymore. And yes, it still is going to be some type of, you don't want to end a relationship. Of course, pain. Hello, love is pain. You will realize that in the heart center. But pain is also a type of bliss. Back to the demoness. You cannot have love without pain. Anytime you are signing up for love, you are signing up for pain. And this is the two ends of the heart chakra. As I mentioned before, every chakra has two sides. And so the heart is going to be love and pain. But it's okay, because the deeper you allow yourself to love, the more pain you're risking to experience. And this all gets worked out here. Now, when you are able to go through the center and start getting healthy boundaries and, you know, everything that I just described, this is where you become your most individuated being. So like your ego identity is whole. It's not ego from a place of brokenness. And you have a level of self-acceptance and self-love here that allows you to interact with people in a way that there's no entanglement happening. And this is when you will have the most healthy relationships of your life, including with yourself.